Hello there, YouTube. What is going on now? It's me, Gabriel Nagle here. Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're going to be discussing about a potential severe outbreak that could have a few spin-ups and some very large hail. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty guys, so we're going to be taking a look at the severe weather outbreak that is coming. Large hail and a few spin-ups are possible. This is as of today, May 26, 2021. Let's go ahead and move into the video. So as you guys can tell, this right here, if you guys are wondering, is Cape value. How this works is, this is based off of hail and how much verticalness there are in thunderstorms. So as you guys can see, the Cape values on this particular map are between 3,500 to almost 4,000 Cape values. Joules per kilogram, I should be saying. Sorry about that. Joules per kilogram. So that is very high, and that could be at least golf ball size hail right there. Except for somewhere with this Cape values showing up as upwards as 4,000 to 4,500, like in some of these localized regions of Texas here. I would say upwards to probably closer to maybe teacup size hail. Very, very dangerous stuff. And so, again, you guys better be safe in those areas, and just please take precautionary measures and be weather ready and weather aware. This next slide will mind blow you guys. This is as of today, by the way. This next slide is for tomorrow's Cape values. And those Cape values, you will be surprised. They are very high, and you guys are really going to be concerned. I know it can be scary. But, here we go. Whoa. I mean, just like, absolutely insane right there. In western Oklahoma, you guys can have Cape values up between 4,000 to 5,000 joules per kilogram, guys. This is one of those type of great examples not to be outside when you issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Shouldn't be outside when it starts getting cloudy out, because you're going to have teacup to probably almost softball size hail coming out of some of these storms. So I highly recommend staying in the lowest point of your home and just be weather ready and aware. Again, this could change in the next 24 hours. And if so, please resort to your local NWS National Weather Service for this particular event, because again, they are more professional than I am at this. And I know people have a tendency to like ask, like, well, what about for my city, or what about for my state? And see, I don't mind covering people's cities and states. It's just that if you guys already know what the rule of thumb is. But again, I want you guys to be aware that if you guys are curious what's going on in your city and state, please resort to the NWS, which is the National Weather Service. Thank you very much. Moving on to the next slide here. As you can tell, they significantly drop off between 1,000 to 2,000, and that tells you right there that hail is going to be a lot smaller. Where I see 2,000 right there in southern Kansas, excuse me, there, and really the southern tip of Texas. And again, like as I was saying, these Cape values are based off of hail values only. They're based off of how much potential hail these thunderstorms could have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my own SPC outlooks that are handcrafted by me, and these are going to be slightly different. Okay, now I'm going to disclaim to you guys real quickly that SPC outlooks are going to look way different from the hail outlooks, okay? The hail outlooks are just primarily focused on where there's going to be hail. The SPC outlooks focus on more wind and flash flood threats. But here we go. We're in the SPC outlooks, and you're probably asking, where's all the severe weather down here? Well, the reason for this, again, is because they're not experiencing very high wind shear values. Wind shear is going to be more focused up here. So the upper level winds are going to be coming out of the west, pretty much almost straight out of the west, while the lower level winds are going to be coming out of the southwest, I should be saying. And here's how wind shear works. I just want to explain this to you guys real quickly. Wind shear works as if, like, pretend there was a thunderstorm in this area, like just northwest of this enhanced area. Let's say that there's a thunderstorm. In the upper levels of the atmosphere, the thunderstorm is primarily going this way, while at the lower levels, the bottom piece of the thunderstorm is going that way. What does that do? It causes a spin up just like that. That's why when you see most supercells, they look something like that. Versus, that's why if you look at most supercells, that's why. Because that's how wind shear works. And yes, some of these storms could have some hail with them, but I don't see it as being as potential as threatening and life-threatening like it will be down here in Raleigh. I would say Texas, Oklahoma, southern Kansas, and parts of Arkansas and Missouri, as you guys saw in those previous slides. So, excuse me here. You're probably also noticing the Northeast as well as experiencing some severe weather as well. Again, this is more like due to a potential flood threat, because the soils have been so dry in the region that if you get too much rain at too little of time, it could potentially be a flood risk. That's the reason why that is set there. Okay. So moving on to the next slide here, and sorry about my eye problems. I just have some serious problems with my eyes today, and I really wish I knew how to stop it, guys. It's a health issue, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I apologize, but please don't make any rude comments about that. As you guys can see, for tomorrow, this threat moves east about 2,000 miles. And as you can tell, Chicago, Illinois could be right in the zap dead center of this next looming potential tornado threat. Tornado threat that could also have some flooding threats along with it. I see the wind shear values being more kind of right exactly in here, but I moved this to the east because these thunderstorms, when they have a tendency to move eastward, they have a tendency to intensify. So Chicago, Illinois, watch out tomorrow. As you guys can see, some potential spin-ups within your suburbs and also exterior areas of Chicago. Again, just please be careful, please be weather ready, and please be aware. And again, if you have any tornadoes or spin-ups that do occur, I just want you to be aware that if you have a shelter, or if you have, especially if you are in a tornado warning, if you have a shelter, or even if you don't have a shelter, just go to the lowest point of your home, primarily the bathroom, if your bathroom is towards the center or towards the safer part of your home. And please, also closets are a good spot too for in regards of tornadoes. I would actually recommend more of a closet than a bathroom, because closets are really safe for these type of events. Moving on to the next slide. Oh, I want to quickly cover this real quickly. Missouri can also, really central Missouri can experience some slight risk values, but again, I'm mostly focused on the highest areas of this outlook. So yes. Moving on to the next slide, as you will be able to tell, the next slide won't have very much to it. That's only why I went on to day 3, but there is another feature that you'll see in this slide here, and I'll explain to you guys this feature, and if you guys already figured it out, awesome. But there could be potential more flooding in this area, really primarily in Pennsylvania, most of really eastern 2/3 of Pennsylvania, parts of, I'd say, West Virginia and Virginia, really, and also could be in New York as well. New Hampshire and Vermont, not really going to get much out of this particular second threat, but could, excuse me, guys. I am so sorry. It's just my eyes are giving me a really hard time right now. But they could get some thunderstorm activity out of that. So, what is that interesting feature? If some of you haven't already found out, well, it is this elongated area of thunderstorm activity that is being picked up on some of the radars, and on some of the models, I should be saying. And I like to call them radars. Okay, so don't discriminate me over that. But some of the models have been picking up on more thunderstorms in these areas. Like, okay, so let's see, eastern New Mexico, most of it really eastern 2/3 of Colorado, same with Wyoming, and the southeastern, I'd say 2/3 of And then if you guys also notice, it's also focused not just on those areas, but it's also focused on the Dakotas here, Western Dakotas, Nebraska, Western Nebraska. Not really, Kansas ain't gonna really get much out of this deal, but that could change next 3 days. But also the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas could also experience. And what I'm planning on doing with this is I think it's just only going to be upgraded to really a slight risk, so it's not going to be as bad as current severe outbreak. I still see potential severe wind shear, I should be saying, potential spinning up over here, and also probably a couple wind shear spots, much more smaller in some of these areas as well. I will be doing another forecast video, and this next forecast video is an optional one. You guys don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but it is based off of the monsoon project that I am starting, and that will be the monsoon meter. Now, what is the monsoon meter, you may be asking? Well, I'll explain in the next video, and the next video is going to talk a little bit about the monsoon. So, if you guys are planning on traveling to, I'm just going to circle and highlight the areas here. If you guys are planning on traveling from West Texas, from really all the way West Texas, all the way to Nevada, like, well, let's say, yeah, really Nevada, Wyoming. So, if you're planning on traveling to the summer, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, and New Mexico, and parts of western Texas and the panhandles here, I will definitely tell you right now that I'm going to do a little lecture video on the monsoon. And if nobody wants to watch it, it's perfectly fine, but I'm going to do a little bit of teaching on the monsoon because the monsoon has a lot more of its own weather components than just flooding and a lot of rain. So, I hope you really like this video, and if you guys do like weather-related content, please subscribe to the channel. This is my last slide, as you guys can tell. And, also give the video a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Thank you very much, and you guys have a wonderful day. Talk to you in the next video. Bye.